Well, that didn't last long.
Methods for a little synthetic killing. It's all harmless fun.
Okay, so Tacoma's from the studio Fulbright Studios, the same studio that made Gone Home. In this particular one, you're boarding a spacecraft and you're trying to figure out why the people that were on the ship evacuated. So the way it's set up is that there's about 4 or 5, maybe 6 different spaces that you kind of linger into. And you're essentially finding out what happens by rummaging through people's stuff, looking at emails and all that. I'm pretty sure I saw a sex toy when I was rummaging around the spaceship, but okay. But more than that, there's these video files that actually play in front of you like they were actually there, so you get to see how things were going down, especially with each individual character. Now, the neat thing about this is that the characters, when you're looking at them, you don't really see them, you see a silhouette of them. But they're each color-coded so you know who each person is. The recording actually kind of catches them breaking off into pairs sometimes, or even by themselves. So while you're listening to the recording, which you can fast forward and rewind, you could actually stop, go over to another set of people, listen to their conversation, stop, go over to another person and listen to their thoughts on what they're doing and what they're looking at the time, like emails and flyers or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. It's also a very interactive game. You could actually play darts on it. You can you can shoot a hoop if you want to on the space station. Once again, these things you don't have to do, but it's in there, and it's nice that they brought it in. I will say this about the game itself. The voice acting in this game is top-notch. Probably one of the best I've seen. Another plus in this game's column is the sound design. I thought it was fantastic, especially when the characters that you're watching kind of break off and they got, they're talking in all these different directions and how it all kind of flowed together based on where you were facing. I thought that was really good. So good work on the sound design. Unfortunately, though, the way the events play out, it didn't really resonate with me by the time it ended. It was just kind of like, okay, that happened. And what makes that disappointing is that with Gone Home, when it got to the end of that game, spoiler alert, by the way, that whole Gone Home was a game where you're in this house, you don't know if it's haunted, you don't know what's going on, why is the basement locked, and when you find out the ending, it kind of takes you back a little bit. I didn't get that this time around with Tacoma. Not saying that that game has to be like the other game, that's not what I'm suggesting, but it just didn't resonate with me personally. It just kind of just happened, and that was the end of the game. Now, the game itself is going to last 2 or 3 hours, so you have to kind of gauge on that yourself whether or not it's worth the $19.99 price point on Xbox One. I think the writers were trying to kind of take our misconceptions about artificial intelligence based off all the movies and television shows we've seen all through the years and kind of do a different angle with it, which is all well and good, but it just really didn't surprise me in the end. It didn't blow my hair back or anything. Once again, it just kind of happened and I was just like, cool. Good work on the developers and writers too, because almost a lot of things that you find on this ship are actually very pertinent to the characters that you're watching and their backstory, what their fears are, their medical statuses, things like that. And it really comes into play when you finally figure out what's going on or how things happened. The sound design was great, the writing was really good, the voice acting was top-notch, but the only thing that really bogged it down was just the ending. It just wasn't... I mean, that's all I can really say about it. I mean, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good. I don't think it was overly good. It just was there, and I found that a little disappointing. In the end, I give Tacoma 3.5 controllers out of 5. But that's just my opinion. What did you think about Tacoma? Did you like it? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Let me know in the comments below. Please comment, please like, please subscribe to Nerd Theory. Every little bit helps, and keep on being entertained. As long as it's legal.